Hi everybody. Do you remember last Sunday how I confessed to being a chocoholic? Well, I've got another admission to make, and it's a bad one. Yes, my name is David and I am a Vostoholic. Here I have all of my 13 watches from Chistopol in Tatarstan, which form a not insignificant part of my whole collection. But we'll have a look at one or two of them in detail, because if we look at all of them, we'll be here the whole day, and I know you don't want that, neither do I. I thought I might divide this part of the collection up into different categories. So first of all, we've got the signature Amphibia range that Bostock does. Quite different, although the second from the left and the one on the right are both Amphibia Scuba Doos, just with slightly different dials and a different pattern of the diver on the dial. The one on the left, also with a white dial, I actually quite like this one because it's actually got decent lume. It's very legible for somebody with my rubbish eyesight. And of course, the second from the right is the famous Amphibia radio room. And yeah, I really like all of these. But I would say that because I'm a bloody addict. I wanted to make special mention of this particular Scuba Doo because it's the first Russian watch I ever purchased for myself. So I suppose you could describe this as my gateway drug to Bostock. For that old school hit, we've got a couple of retro models, both labelled differently, but both of the same movement with the small seconds, although on the black dial it's almost impossible to see that, much clearer on the white dial. I thought I'd just try those, and they're very good actually. I've regulated both of them, they're not running at them right now, and they're fairly accurate for the movement that you get with these watches. Again, I would say that. And last but not least, I've got these two which I would call kind of standalones. The one on the left with the interesting coloured dial is somewhere between a Commandeersky and an Amphibia. It claims 200 metres of water resistance. And the one on the right is a hand wind only, with the crown is actually at 2 o'clock and it has a small seconds complication. Even with the white hands it's got no lume. But I really like it. It's very, you can probably see it's very slim case, and that's brass with chrome plating. This other one is purely stainless steel. I don't know any justification for my addiction. What can I do? You might have noticed that every single watch I've shown you comes on a strap, be it rubber or leather or nylon. That's because in the main most of these came supplied with a standard Vostok bracelet. This is actually one of the slightly better examples. It has some decent articulation on it, not very sharp edges. I got rid of the one that I used to peel a potato with. That's quite nice actually. So there we are. But in the main it's my policy to put everything onto a strap because it's more comfortable for me and my fat little wrist. So I can't say any more than that, except, I'm just an addict. Sadly, I'm so far beyond hope or help in my compulsion that I couldn't resist but show you some wrist shots, but just a couple of the watches. I particularly like this one. It's got a very interesting textured dial. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's got a nice case shape. I put it on a AliExpress, nice, very dark coloured leather strap, and yeah, it keeps reasonably good time. I have set it, as you might have noticed, but there we are. That's that one. And I also like this Scuba Doo, and I put it on a black rubber tropic strap from our good friends at AliExpress. So that makes the whole pain of the addiction a bit easier to bear. it will endure just one more wrist shot, and this is the famous Commandeersky Heineken. So it's hand wind only with a brass case plated with chromium, and I put it on this odd dark green suede strap, and it's quite comfortable. As I said, the only thing I don't really like about this one is the crazy date change, so that's why I haven't set it today. So I hope you'll forgive me for that. Now I know there's a lot of people in the watch world think that Vostocks are rubbish. That they're very old movements, they've got plastic crystals, they don't hack. But I've got my own views on them, being a Vostoholic. Let me give you one little thought, that this whole collection, including the replacement straps and some I took off other watches, this came to a little bit over £500. Now, if you had a one watch collection, you might not even be able to get the movement service for that much money. I sort of started with this when I came back from a trip to the UK in 2020, and I figured that, well, you know, why not? I went to the watch shop, the old time in Moscow, and I picked up a couple, partly as presents, but and I thought, well, these are quite good actually for the money, but not just for the money. They're all interesting, and one thing I don't think anybody would dispute is that they do very nice dials, and yeah, I like each and every one of them. They're all fairly distinct in their way, so that's probably what got me hooked. What more can I say? What are my conclusions then about my habit? Okay, I couldn't resist one more shot, sorry. Yeah, there's some other things that people say, ooh, you know, that it's doing the crown here. Crown comes out and it's all wobbly and everything, which was supposed to be a design feature. It doesn't feel very comfortable, I agree with you. But yeah, then getting it back in, sometimes you've got to be careful that the gears don't slip. But like I say, that whole collection, will I buy another one? Well, it depends what they do in the future. They're not the most innovative brand on earth, but you could say the same thing about the very famous one whose name sounds like an underarm deodorant. For me, I will always have one of these that works, so that's a big pull for me. So I hope you didn't mind listening too much to the story of my Vostok addiction. I hope you all have a very nice week, and I'll probably be back with you again next week with something pretty horrible. It might be another addiction even, who knows. Anyway, love to everybody, bye for now.